Yeah, man, this is Emergency Live. This is what I've been saying. This is what I've been saying. I know y'all didn't expect this live. I know I didn't expect to put this live out, but the video leaked of Diddy chasing Cassie in the hotel. Now, what y'all got to say? What y'all got to say now? That's all I want to know. What are people gonna say now? Hip hop, speak up. What are you gonna say now when you see Diddy chasing that girl in the room? What are you gonna say? Hmm? Hmm? And this is the same thing I was talking about. You know, when people are pointing the finger at you, don't give them something to point at. If there's evidence there and you're caught, you're caught. That's just how life works. And in the back of our heads, we didn't want to believe, but come on, like I said. How do you guys feel with when you see in the leak video him chasing her in the hallway and she's running for her life? How do you feel? Is it the same? You don't know everybody's chasing him for money. Is that gonna be the same excuse that we put in these times in hip hop? Is that gonna be it? Are we gonna start using our brains and start thinking, yo, it's over sexualized. Things are going down. Drugs are involved. People are not who they are. People are not they're hurting people. Victims are out there. Are we gonna start listening to what these victims have to say after these things happen and we see these things? Are we going to just stay blind to the fact? That's what I want to know. That's the only reason why I came back on this live. Whether you're watching me now or you're watching me 10 years from now, it doesn't matter. But this is what I was saying. Everybody taking on this boss role, this leader role, all of that stuff is fake. The publicity, people acting like they're somebody else. But now that you see with your own eyes, hip hop, what do you have to see? What are you gonna do? Whether they beat the case, whether whatever happens, now you see the tape with your own eyes. What could you say? What could you say? You can't say no more that these people are chasing these people for money. You have to understand there's victims out here in this world. Not everybody's just chasing everybody down for money. Some people they people have deception out here. People are fooling people out here. People are getting scammed every day. So but now that the tape leaked out now, what you're gonna keep downing Cassie, downing the victims all the time just because they're not more popular than the other person? Is that what we're gonna do? We're not doing that. We're not doing that over here. No matter how tough you think you are, we're not doing that over here. We standing on business over here. We standing for ours. Now you see the tape, like I asked you before, when you see Diddy chasing Cassie down the hallway and running in the room, how do you feel? See, what people don't understand, when drugs get involved, sometimes the drugs could change that person you thought they was into somebody else, a monster. The over sexualization in hip hop and just the overpowering of people in the wrong position, it's got to stop because it's leading the youth down the wrong direction. Looking up to these guys, and then when they get to these points, they're getting hurt on the way in. Something ain't right. Don't let me hear people saying no more about this, hating this, people are hating on that. I don't want to hear all that nonsense no more. Nobody ain't hating on you or how much money you made. It's all about the people you hurt. Nobody worried about how much money you made. The people you're saying that's hating is the one that supported you on the streams to get the money. How you gonna call your own people haters? Are you crazy? And while we're on the topic of just the good vibes, did y'all hear the Rhapsody album? Come on. Rhapsody got she got the best album out right now. The vibes on it cleans up everything, man. I'm talking about bars. Her albums sit right there with Kendrick Lamar albums. Right there, right there. Right there. The substance is there. She's beautiful. You can ask for more. Why are they not pushing this music to the forefront. You can't take that all day. Take that now. You have to block that, take that. Block that out. There's no more take that. When are we going to wake up? It's not the saying that he can't heal from what he did in his past, but somehow, some way, you have to own up to it to heal. You can't hide it and heal. That's not how the healing process works. To heal from what you're going through, you have to first understand what you're going through. How'd you get to that point? And once you start figuring those things out, that's when you break down and you start healing. I don't want to be this person that I see in the mirror, that I see on social media. I'm better than that. I started in Mount Vernon. I should be somewhere else right now. Biggie Smalls has passed away. I should be living to his legacy. But instead, it's like chasing the young girls and going through the drugs, and you fighting women. It's the lifestyle is corrupt. Hip hop has to switch that lifestyle up. There's nothing wrong with having jewels, but if you want to be a king, just putting diamonds on and a crown on top of your head doesn't make you a king. It's what you have in here. Then you put the cloak on, and then you put your stuff on. That's what makes you a king. Having the most money or the most money than your peers doesn't make you any better than somebody. It's what you have up here and how you help people and how you carried on tradition and how you carried on legacy. And that's how you become a king. Not just buy into the king. You can't buy that seat. People try to sit in that hot seat and they can sit there long. Some of the elites in rap are hiding right now. I don't know why, but maybe it's because of these stupid and ignorant, selfish reasons. Treating females and treating the people around them with a bunch of hate and hurt. And that's probably why they can't sit in these positions or even try to school the youth, because how could you school the youth when you just raped the queen? Wake up. You can't school the youth if you're hitting on their queen. Come on, it makes no sense. There has to be a certain point where people take some kind of responsibility. Are we just gonna sit here and see violence all day, and the music is gonna sound worse and worse? Get some music with some substance and try to find yourself in a place of similarity or trying to get there. Because if you keep going backwards, we ain't gonna get nowhere. Come on. I'm not saying once I see the tape, now it's like the evidence is there. So now all the people saying, oh, why you raided the house, why they did this, why they did that, it's because they see this type of behavior. And when you put in trafficking and things like that in these times, and now they see you chasing down a female in the hallway and she's running for her life, don't you think that they have the evidence? So now all the people that supported you, now we look like a damn fool. We look like a fool. Because if we thought that they were trying to come in and just try to do you wrong, now people like a fool because nobody's seen you like this. Nobody's seen you like this. Chasing down women and come on. Real men don't do that. This is the type of thing we see on crime TV and stuff like that. That's not entertainment. It's buffoonery and it's criminal work. It's either you rolling with God or you rolling with the devil. There's no other choice. There's no middleman in there. I keep telling you. Now the tape is out and boom. The world see now that you're chasing down somebody. Does this make sense? What's going on in hip hop? We gotta lift up our queens. We can't just take them down. All this fake energy, fake love stuff, it's got to go. It's got to get out. It's one thing having fun, but then we're not all in high school. The world is, this is not a kid's world. These are grown people. Kids are trying to come up in an environment that we're not even making safe enough for them. I just seen another shootout. The guns look like it was the 4th of July, the way the sparks were flying. I'm like, man, don't call the cops to that situation, because they have a family too. They come to that situation and they're not even getting supplied with the type of guns that these kids have. What are we doing here? And then we come back on bopping on online. No, that's not how it's going to work. That's not how it's going to work, y'all. First the guns are pointed at them, and then the guns are pointed at us. That's how it works. We can't hold our families and keep our families safe if our next door neighbors, if their families are not safe. You don't understand how it works? Yeah, you can keep your family tucked, but what happens when your kid goes out there and your kid wants to fall in love and your kid wants to go out there and play in the park or practice on his basketball, practice on his football? He got to come encounter with these other people. And if it's dysfunctional people around, what do you think is going to happen? All them demons and all that demon energy is going to be shut down. I'm telling you. New York, the gun laws are so strict, man, they'll put you away with football numbers. Quick. Quick. It's not a game out here. But then you see other places that they have these gun laws. They just open to the public. Everybody's just getting a gun to protect themselves. But when they get into a situation, that's the first thing they're gonna grab, even if they're a good person. Because they see this on social media, so they don't want to end up a victim. So they pulling out. It's crazy. Now, all these people, you got your own fans looking crazy because you chasing Cassie down in a hotel or wherever, in a mansion, wherever you're doing. You think that's right? All of this type of stuff could be been avoided if there was no drugs and all that in there. It could have been all we could have brushed that off like, oh, y'all was having a sex party, but when you mix the drugs in and the drugging of people and all this stuff, it starts to become more criminal than hip hop. This is way past hip hop. And I guess that's why them federales and all them people was flying in helicopters because they know more than we know. We're only fans. We could only guess and try to hold you down as much as we can, and then it's like we gotta let go because it's like, wow. Don't you think Cassie has fans too, and little girls that look up to her? Do you think they I'm pretty sure that the females right now are so happy not they don't have to go to a guy or somebody in authority to get their music out because they would have had to sleep with those people. It's disgusting. And some of those people have families at home with broken households, dysfunctional families because they're not even being loyal to them. So it's like an ongoing cycle. We can't work that way. Good music don't come out that way when you're forcing it out or when somebody's just doing something just to get to a certain. That's not how it's supposed to work. Gotta do better than that, hip hop, man. I seen it. The video looks wicked. It looks straight wicked. Like I don't think there's a man on earth with morals or a good sensibility that say, you know what, beating on a female, regardless. I see a lot of wild females. I'm like, wow, I can't believe that. I never came in contact with that type of chick. I understand that. But at the end of the day, I don't put myself in a position to even want to come in contact with that type of chick because there's a lot of hurt people out there. Chicks are hurt too. They come up broken from broken homes, dysfunctional families, and they go out there and they look and see they're in the middle of the struggle and they got to fight just as well as the guy next to them. So they come out with with like a hard shell around them too. And you got to get that, but underneath they're still a lady. Come on, come on, they're still a queen under there. I mean, no matter if they act like this, act like that, they still a queen under there, yo. It's like you still gotta like, come on. We know better than that, man. Come on now. It's more recent now. I see girls with more guns than ever shooting because people scared, fear. People are out here not knowing what to do, throwing their lives away, and to see somebody in a higher up like that, just take advantage of the power and even not even on guys, it's on girls and oh man, it's just like it's wicked, bro. It's wicked in this whole the industry need just a makeover. I won't say it's the end of hip hop or anything crazy like that, but the industry definitely needs a makeover and a restructuring of how the artists are being compensated, as well as benefits, as well as a balance between the female artists and the male artists, and just having a little more equality between them because it's starting to look like all the stuff that people were saying that was conspiracies, this and that. Man, y'all living up to all of them conspiracies. I tell you, man, this thing is nasty. Y'all living up to every conspiracy that has ever been told on YouTube about hip hop. Now we're starting to see behind the curtains, and God bless the ones that didn't have to go through there and took another route and still became successful because and pray for the ones that went through there and just had to deal with certain things that didn't even expect that going in there, but just stuck it out just to, to get their family going. You also gotta give them a little, shout too, because there's a lot of people that's working in the industry that's just trying to be the best they can be, and they see what's going on. But you gotta speak up sometimes. You gotta speak up, because if you don't speak up, and you don't have the strength, you feel like you don't have the strength to speak up, or the voice, or something might happen in you, then that next little girl, that next little guy coming in, they ain't gonna want to speak up either, because they looked at you. But if you stand for something, no matter whatever happens, then you don't gotta worry about nothing. People will always remember you for that, because they know you meant well. You had a good heart. Like, there's not everybody out here trying to do people dirty. Come on now, y'all know better than that. I mean, most of us, our parents raised us right, or we know better than that. Regardless, we all know better than that. As a human being, you know better than that. The foolishness cannot exist more than the righteousness. Come on now, if it's too much foolishness, this world will go in shambles. We know this. There's a time for everything. Foolishness, you have your time, but then when you start mixing the foolishness, the politics, and everybody's in this one club, it makes the place a mess. Nobody wants to deal with anybody in this thing. That's where what it becomes. It's ridiculous. Right now, a good air cleansing is Rhapsody. Her album is a good cleansing for this going into this summer. And I'm gonna tell you why. She has a lot of cuts on there where she digs into not only the female point of view of it, but also the male, and she's giving both sides. It's not like she's just chopping down the fellas or just chopping down. She's giving both sides. It's a well put together body of work. I'm not into the whole break down an album. I'm just a dude, a listener that loves music and loves good vibe music. And I feel like for as far as albums, she should get, this is Grammy. It's just worth it. She's worth it. She's worth it. In these times, we need more of this. No foolishness, and it's great music that could sit with anything, anything. Man, I don't even want to name drop, but wow. I mean, the first track that I think caught me, I think it was called Faith. Let me see, it was called Faith, I think. Your Faith. Ooh, that, and she got like a 3 a.m. Yo, check that out, y'all. Trust me when I tell you that Rhapsody, man. But just going back on just, all of these things, we're going to be seeing a lot of leaks, especially in these times. Like I told you, AI can pick up back footage and all of that. And the technology is so powerful in these times that we're going to be seeing all the leaked tapes and everything. And that's, I think, when people should form a decision on, because I see a lot of people right now. It's just like the Kendrick and Drake battle. There's a lot of people that tuned into that battle that just didn't like Drake, and I'm gonna tell you all the truth. I'm just gonna give it up. I'm just giving up how I feel. A lot of people jumped in that battle. They don't listen to Kendrick and they don't listen to Drake. All they know is that Drake dominated their artist or whoever they deem to be number one, and they don't like Drake, and they're ready for a change. So they're ready to tear down. There was that side of. There's a group of people in there that just didn't like him. And there was a group of people that just kept it honest, like, you know what, Kendrick edged him here, and that was that. But when it all boils down and it's all over, what is this all for? I think the best thing that came out of this came from Kendrick letting people have an open ear to what lyrics and people just listening to it and digging in. Because, and that's no shame to Drake, it's just that Drake has been played so much in all that good music. People are so used to it. When you give somebody something, you keep giving it. People are just so used to Drake and Kendrick coming from a different angle and opening people's ears to the lyrics and people digging into, oh, this meant that. I think that is one of the greatest things that came out of this battle. All the caddy stuff, I really can't go for. You know what I mean? That's on you guys. I know neither one of those females you guys are talking about, your ladies, his lady, or what situations has been going on behind. I don't really have enough time to tune into your behind the scenes life. It's only when things come to the forefront is when I hear it, like, word, that's what was going on. But I think out of that battle, that's the best thing that came out of it, is that people have an ear now, open a different ear for lyrics. And since you have a different ear for lyrics, I think you guys need, really, really need to tune in to this beautiful Queen's album and really check it out. I think everything she drops is just, everything feels albumish, everything feels substancy, everything. These are the artists that we really need at the forefront of hip hop in these times. And it's not to say that we can't have any other artists, but it's just to say that there needs to be a little more balance. There needs to be a little more balance. You got to show the youth that there are females out there that's just not twerking, and there's no disrespect to that, but just not showing their sexuality, I should say, not twerking, showing their sexuality in front of their talent. Because even though that pays the bills, your talent also keeps your, it keeps you, it fills people's soul, it keeps you around, it keeps your aura, it keeps your legacy, and it keeps people wanting to do something different. That's all I'm saying. There's no disrespect to any other styles in the game, because I hear a lot of other females. I love most of the females music, but when it just particularly, I like to, it's certain type of care in hip hop that we have for certain females that's trying to deliver a message in a world of hip hop that's so loud. You want to at least give her a little better ride through that so she can get her message heard too. Because with everybody else music, they have dope music too, but that's just the forefront music. You always gotta let some artists in the middle too, so they can get their message out. Everybody needs to get their message heard. Everybody has a story. So you always got to be fair and let everybody get their air, because I'm guaranteeing, if they let the world, just if they get a listening, maybe like over Hot 97 or 105, just a listening of the whole album, and maybe have like people pick some singles out on the radio, I'm guaranteeing you this is probably going to be one of the best bodies of work for the whole entire year. It's going to last long. Gotta uplift the ladies, not chase the ladies. That's all I really gotta say, man. Now that the last question I want to leave with you people, the last question is that now that we see the leaked video, where do we go from here? And it's not us deciding as far as court wise, criminal wise. I'm not talking about that stuff. As far as like the criminal stuff and putting people away for 100 and some years, I don't want to deal with all that. That's not the vibe I'm on. I'm just saying, like, where do we go as far as the culture? Like, do we take this as a learning lesson, or are we just gonna wipe it away and then hopefully hoping things don't happen like this again? Because it will, if we don't start like working on the culture right now. The money is like here in the culture. All we have to do is just bring the vibe up all the same and measure and match it, and we be on a good stride. So do the right thing when you're out there, man. Don't take advantage of people if you're out there. I don't care if one or two people or three people see this. Just don't take advantage of people, and God will set out a better path for you. When you take advantage of people and play with people's dreams, and things like this happen. Things like this happen. When you put drugs and you're dealing with the pink cocaine and all that stuff, it changes the person you are, and it turns you into somebody you'll never get back to the person you once was. So last live for today. You guys leave your comments. You can share this video out. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys Monday morning at 9 a.m. The show starts again. And let me know, man, how y'all feel about that leak, the whole leak. And man, the game is crazy, straight crazy. I'll see y'all later, y'all. Peace.